been a while since I recorded my last and also very first vlog. And 1 year and 7 months to be correct. It's in October 2021 that I recorded my pilot episode for a vlog. And to be honest, I never had the really the how do you say, courage to actually start a real vlog and do the thing with YouTube. I'm not intending to be the next Mr. Beast or whatever, or you name a popular YouTube channel. But I would like to keep people updated about what I do. I often feel that Instagram is, which is my main channel now, is not giving the best picture of what I do and what I make and how especially I make it. It's always just shots of end results of things, and I'd like to teach people more and like to inspire people more. Apparently I do, which I know from the reactions I get on Instagram, and well, maybe YouTube makes this better, don't know. But quick update. This vlog will be a short update. I won't be like making anything now because it's like shitty weather outside. It's raining quite hard. Well, not right now, but during the day. And since I'm still working outside on the cars and everything, I'm quite dependent on the weather. And so yeah, a quick update. I'm moving to a new house which has a nice, well, will be a nice workshop. It has a nice garage which will be turned into a nice workshop. Actually, 2 workshops will be there, since one of the rooms is an actual garage, which is 8 by 6 meters. No idea what that is in feet or yards or whatever these people across the pond used to measure things, elbows and knees and whatever. But it's quite big for what I'm used to, especially now that, like, since I moved to Sweden. Let's start with that. I moved from Holland to Sweden. And I've been living here now for a while, and my workshop, as you can see in my background, I'm all in the front of my current workshop now. And this is everything. This is the workshop in a 20-foot shipping container. That's foot. It's 6 meters in normal people language. And yeah, so it's my lathe over there and the Bridgeport, which is so big and so close to the ceiling of this shipping container, that I can't change the drawbars because they are too long. So that's the stuff I have to deal with. So I'm quite limited in what I can do right now. I can step back 1 step and forward, and then I'm like in between the cabinets and my welding table, which you can't see now in the picture, but just to show that it's all quite compact. So, and also winters, as you can imagine, in Sweden is quite harsh, which means that the coldest that I worked in here, I could keep up until -6 degrees, and I have a thermometer, so I can convert that to Fahrenheit, which is also the weird thing. So -6 is like almost 20 degrees Fahrenheit. But it gets up till -22 was the coldest day we had in Sweden, and last summer at least, last winter, my first real winter in Sweden. -22 is under 0 even in Fahrenheit, which is quite cold, and you can't work because stuff sticks to your hand, or like the welding helmet, the thing, the visors, they get fogged up because of your breathing. So it's really hard to work in these cold conditions. So in the winter I haven't been doing much, but now it's summer and I'm back at building stuff. So I have some plans, obviously, for 2 things: the new workshop and the Volvos, obviously. My main focus has been on the lower Volvo, the fast Volvo. I'll show you a little bit later when I get my camera from the tripod. And but yeah, the new workshop, that's first the most important thing, and it's going to happen soon. It's now July, and probably beginning of August we'll get access to the new house. And then I have to start like painting floors, walls, putting up some nice lighting, which I have some nice ideas for. And most of all, and which will be probably the hardest part, is moving all this heavy equipment. For comparison, the lathe is like, I think, 750 kilos, and the Bridgeport is over 1200, well, over 1100 kilos, excluding all the extras. So it's just the base machine. And this saw over here is like 200 kilos or whatever. The welding bench is over 150, so and that's quite light even. And then there's all these cabinets and raw materials, and it's going to be quite a hustle to move everything, but it's doable, and I'll manage. But before I can move all these stuff in, like the cabinets and everything, I have to obviously prepare the workshop, because if everything's in, I want to leave it in the workshop and don't want to move it again to just be able to paint the floors or whatever. So I'm going to do a nice epoxy floor, some proper lighting afterwards. The walls will probably be like black or whatever, something nice with a nice PDW logo or whatever. But that's the plans for the workshop. But let's get to the cars. I think most people viewing this will be more interested in the cars, so let's go there. So yeah, this is where I was just recording. This is a tripod, and here's the end of the workshop. So quick look around. This is it. Some shelves and everything's packed full with stuff. It's everywhere, and the cars here, obviously. So the ones that have been paying attention on Instagram know that I've been doing a few things to it lately. Mainly a livery, which I like bold things, like that's stuff that's in your face, and I like to stand out. So yeah, I did this thing. It's a Michel Vaillant livery, which I also have tattoos from. And yeah, it's going to change probably in the future. Next year I'll probably, I bought a what's it called, a plotter, like a vinyl cutter, that's the word, which can plot up to 60 centimeters high, so I can do most things on the car. Probably next year I'll do something different, but for this year, this is it. Engine, still the engine I swapped in last year. I'll open the hood quickly so I can show you guys. There it goes. I need some nice hood pins so I don't have to search for that pull lever every time, but here it is. Still the engine I swapped in last year before moving. It's a 6-cylinder 2.5 liter naturally aspirated, since there's no turbo, as you can see, with a Schmiedemann BMW M50 exhaust headers, completely stainless steel 2.5-inch exhaust system with one sound damper, I don't know if that's the word, silencer thing, open air, but it's just not so exciting stuff, but we'll get to that later. The things I did was mainly now handling improvements. So I installed some uniball top mounts, which are adjustable in every way possible, and I installed a well, that's not per se handling, but I installed a hydraulic handbrake, which is here. It has separate calipers, so it's not in the original system. It has its own brake lines, and I improved, and that's the big thing I did. I improved a lot on the fuel system. I had some issues with fuel starvation, and so I made this new pickup system. It's completely machined, completely handmade. It has, I can't show it obviously, but in the tank there's another pickup with a baffled system, so it doesn't slosh around. And then there's one fuel pump, a smaller one, Ditchworks 250 liter something, that pumps fuel into the catch can, swirl pot, whatever you want to call it. And then the big pump is a 250 liter pump that pumps to the engine. And I have done some crazy things since then, like donuts and everything, and there's been no fuel starvation, even not when the fuel tank's almost empty. Oh yeah, and I replaced the window, the glass window with what's it called? Polyurethane, Lexan, the unbreakable stuff that race cars get. I have this new stuff laying already for all the other windows except the front window and the back window. No idea why I didn't order for the rear window, but I should. That's for the future. If we then continue back in the car, we see a nice OMP Champ R seat, which is not an entry-level seat, but also not top-notch stuff. It's a decent seat, and also a 3-inch belt, 6-point belt from OMP. Which I see the comments coming already, but I now mounted it to the original mounting points for the rear seat belts, but that's just temporarily. What more? Oh yeah, I removed I don't know if it stands out, but I removed a lot of stuff from the car, from the interior mainly. So the passenger seat, a lot of the sound deadening is already gone, but I still have a lot of stuff to do. The carpet, everything's gone. I removed, I think, about 10-20 kilos of wiring harness, brackets, fuses, stuff that's not being used anymore. The Volvo 240 owners will see that the original fuse box that's there normally is gone, so I replaced it with some like more modern stuff. Replaced the steering wheel with a snap off. Since I'm a little bit fat, I need well, I don't need it, but it makes life a lot easier if I can get in and out. And I installed some door panels, some aluminum door panels, which is not really necessary. It adds weight, but it makes the car look so much nicer. This will get some vinyl too in the future. And when I'm going to remove all the door stuff that's inside, this will clean up everything a little bit nicer. So yeah, that's it about what has happened. Mainly, I've done so much more, but this is like the main things that happened. Also imported it to Sweden, which was quite a hassle, but I managed. And yeah, now on to the future plans of this machine. I think the people that really paid attention already saw here in the back of the workshop some steel laying around. The steel, together with this whole package that's been nicely stored away there, and this main hoop that is over here, will be the roll cage that goes in the car. I found some rust while removing all the interior bits. I found some rust holes. It's small, but it is there. And yeah, as you can see, my conditions here are not ideal. The car's on a slope. It's not big slope, but you can see it's a little bit tilted to the left, and there's quite a step on the container. And my welding cart has really tiny wheels, and it's not ideal. And the weather is changing a lot, so it's not ideal to work on these rust stuff in this situation. So I'm going to save the the rust repairs and the roll cage until I get the new workshop. So that will be the first thing I'm going to do. Safety. Invested on the seat, invested on belts. Bought the roll cage already. So yeah, that's my main focus. So next year I want to go next season I want to go full throttle, go to track days and go do crazy things. And yeah, we have to be safe for that. So roll cage is next. Planning on some cool stuff with bash bars running through the dashboard, running to the firewall, to the strut towers, so it connects from here to the roll cage, which makes the car handle a lot better. Well, a little bit better. So yeah, exciting things to come. And oh yeah, and after the roll cage, then if there's still a little bit of winter left, then I'll spend some time on a standalone ECU. Not sure which one yet, but it's probably going to be a Max ECU Pro version with a digital dashboard. And if I have that in place, then I can go add some more fun stuff. So yeah, it's a little bit of a mess. That's what happens in these tight spaces. But I have some stuff laying around here. This is a Garrett GT35, if I'm not mistaken, and some goodies like a blow off and teal wastegate. And I have an aluminum insug, as they say in Sweden, aluminum intake over here, which, oh, this is way too heavy to lift with one hand, but it's, yeah, you can imagine what it looks like. So Terpski on the car. Now it has only 180 horsepower, and I weighed the car a week or two ago, even before all the weight strippings, and I think it was 1120 kilos ish. So if I guess 2000 pounds ish, maybe more. I have no idea. The pound stuff, it's weird. 1120 kilos it was without me, which is another 100 kilos. Probably should save something on that, but that's for later, for later concerns. So yeah, Terpski going at least 300 horsepower, and in the end, more likely 400 or 500 or whatever. But it's, you shouldn't say numbers, I know. But yeah, this engine won't survive that. This gearbox probably won't survive that. So as soon as I have the Terpski on it, the engine will probably die first, or the gearbox. We can have a place bets on that, but I guess the engine will die first. And then I'm going to replace it with the a B6284T, which is a T6 engine, which should handle a lot more powers. And as soon as the gearbox dies, or probably immediately when I replace the engine, I'll probably also replace the gearbox, which will be most likely a BMW GS37 something. Like I'm bad at these numbers, but yeah. So big plans, but first the workshop. So yeah, first step to the workshop might be weird, but it's a trailer. This trailer is for my neighbor, and it's quite old. Well, it's not really old, but the floorboard has suffered a lot. Like all the mounting points have been torn off. So I'll start by fixing, like removing all the original fasteners, which are just rivets. Yeah, rivets. So it's riveted down, which is not very nice very nice way of mounting this stuff. So I'm going to drill new holes and yeah, put some new bolts in and everything, so this floor plate is nicely secured. And then I can start move all the stuff. So I have like cabinets and car parts, and as you can see over there, steel and aluminum and whatnot. I have lots of stuff laying around, and also tools. A brake press is the word, I think. It's a thing I found a while ago. I haven't been able to really use it, but it's nice to have, and in the new workshop I'll have lots of room for that. So yeah, and there's boxes with car parts and stuff and interior parts and everything laying around, and so yeah, I can start moving that. But first I need the trailer, because this car is not really suitable to haul stuff. And yeah, and then we also have the other Volvo. You're probably wondering, well, not probably, but some people that know me might be wondering what that car's up. So yeah, also except for this low thing, I also have this lifted 240. It's the same car, not the same engine, sadly. It's just the original P230F with an M47 gearbox, but it has lifted suspension, bigger tires, cut fenders, over fenders, spacers, roof rack, extra lights, mud flaps, you name it. And yeah, other than that, and nice, I get lots of questions about this. The louvers, made them myself. They're not for sale. I can't reproduce them. They're way too expensive to make and to sell. And apart from that, I stopped Bad Decision Works as an official company, so I can't sell anything, only make content now. So yeah, this is XC40 seats, which the neighbor's dog sat on it, which is made it really dirty. But yeah, just a original stock car. Some minor modifications like steering wheel and new seats from a, if if I remember correctly, a 2015 V40, also a Volvo, so it's correct in that way, I guess. But yeah, new radio, but I never listen to radio. I just bounce around and do things. Yeah, so this is, but I don't really have plans for this car. I'm going to do a new livery. This one's peeling off. I don't know why, but this is the same film as I use on the other car, which sticks really nice. But on this stuff, the bedliner paint, it doesn't stick. No idea why. It just peels off. It just barely sticks. So I have to redo this. It's the Swedish Post logo, which I thought, since the Swedish Post cards used to be yellow back in the days, I thought it was funny to put the Swedish logo on, the Swedish Post logo on it. So this is like the mailman that goes everywhere, I guess. Yeah, good story. And I almost forgot, like next to this car, there's another Volvo that joined my Volvo family last January. Yeah, January. It's a V90 T4 R design. Yeah, it's a nice car. We live in the middle of nowhere in the forest, so we need a decent car to get around. And I don't know, I just wanted to have a nice modern Volvo, and I really like it, but it's not as exciting as the other Volvos, obviously. But this one's really nice if you just want to be very, very comfortable and also fast. It's only 190 horsepower, but I don't know why, but it's super heavy. It's 2,000 kilos, but it's quick. I don't know why. And it has all these nice features with like 360 cameras and nice leather interior and digital dashboards. And even if I had the key in my pocket, I could open the back door with my foot just by waving it. So yeah, this is the nice car, but no plans. We me and my friend Raiko, we wrapped all the chrome stuff black, like the grille and the logo and the roof rails and window border thingies, whatever. So we made all that black, and the insert in the front bumper. Yeah, really nice car, but there's no real plans for this. Maybe if I run into some nice 21-inch wheels. These are like only 19-inch, that's still big if you compare it to the 15-inch, which I'm used to. But 21 suits this model car way better. So yeah, keeping my eye open for that, but I'm not really looking for it. I'm not really eager to spend a lot of money on this car. I'd rather save the money for the workshop and the other cars. Oh yes, I do have a plan for the V90. I almost forgot, so I came back outside and took another shot. But the plan actually is to swap this one, the V90, which is a regular V90, for a V90 cross country, which is a little bit higher. And then I want to do the Niklas Palm thing, where I put on some bigger wheels, smaller rims, but bigger tires. And lift it a little bit, since I like lifted cars, which is a little bit more practical in the countryside here in Sweden. Better than a slammed car. This one's not lowered at all, but it's still quite low for the roads that we have here. So a cross-country version would be nice. So yeah, quick thought about that plan. So that was quite an extensive update about mainly the cars, but as I said, the focus will be mainly on the workshop in the next few weeks, or probably even months. And yeah, so no promises here, but I've been thinking about doing this YouTube thing for a long time, and even tried it like almost 2 years ago, and always like excuses like, oh, I don't know if I will be able to keep up with like a schedule, or is my English good enough, or since I'm not English speaking. There's so many things that can keep you from actually doing this. So now I'm like, fuck it, I'm just going to wing it, and maybe there's not an update in weeks, maybe every week, maybe few times a week. I have no idea. I won't make any promises. I'm not sure in which form I'm going to do this, but I'll probably keep it like very simple and not a lot of editing and fancy effects and musics and stuff like that. Just probably me mainly talking, and some time lapses on the tripod, just showing things I made and how I made it, and I think most important, why I made some stuff. Yeah, I'm not an expert in anything, so I'm not an expert in machining or in mechanics or in building cars or whatever. I'm just self-taught. I'm actually a web developer, so I have no idea what I'm doing. So don't listen to me too hard, but I hope to mainly inspire people with sharing what I do. Is there anything else I want to say? No, not really. Let's get inside before it starts to rain again and edit this video and get it online. And then after that, after dinner, I'll probably work a little bit on the trailer. So that's ready for the moving stuffs. That's it. Bye bye. See you hopefully soon in a third vlog. Bye bye.